Welcome everybody to a very special feature here for college basketball. We're joined now by Oregon head women's basketball coach Kelly Graves, Southern Utah head women's basketball coach Tracy Sanders, and her associate head coach Katie Grimes, the latter two of whom played for Coach Graves. And I want to start with you, Coach. What does it make you feel to look over and see two of your former players having so much success on the same coaching staff?
Well, really proud. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I watch them as much as I can, even when I'm not prepping for the game. I'm happy when they win and when they do well. And what I'm, I think happiest about is that I think they're having a really good time. I think they're enjoying what they do. You can tell their team plays with a joy as well, and I think that's what it's all about. So they're obviously doing a great job.
Coach Sanders, as you look across and see Coach Graves, who you once took instruction from many a times in your playing career at St. Mary's, what does it feel like to see him now as the opposing coach going into this game?
It's exciting. I mean, we're excited to be here. I think this is a great opportunity for us and our team, and obviously to see him at the other side of the court is pretty fun, I think, for both Katie and myself. So I know I look up to him a ton. He's been a huge mentor for me and support for me and kind of my coaching journey. So I feel blessed to be on the same court as him.
and Coach Grimes, you're returning now to a court where you played your entire career. What's it like being back in the state of Oregon, specifically here at Matthew Knight Arena?
Pretty cool. I mean, I haven't been back since, obviously I graduated in 2016. Came up here a lot when I was coaching at Willamette, but I've never been on the other side coaching on the court. So it'll be a pretty surreal moment tomorrow, just being on the court, being in the visitors' locker room. So I'm just excited. I love Eugene. I love the community. I love the school. And I root for them every day of the year besides tomorrow.
Yeah, right. You can still be competitors and friends.
Yes,
there's
course.
nothing wrong with that.
Very common in college basketball, of course. You feel like it's going to be a little bit odd going into the visitors' locker room? Are you going to need a map?
Yeah,
to
I'm
get
wondering
over
what
there?
it looks like. Is it pink? Is it? What does it look like?
Yeah, we painted it pink. So to take all the aggression away.
Hey, people do that.
Well, Coach Graves, you had the opportunity to coach both of them in their collegiate careers at different stops. You're at St. Mary's and Gonzaga, and then, of course, now at Oregon. Talk about Coach Sanders first. What do you remember about her as a player?
Well, she was the first great player that I ever coached, right? She's still on that Mount Rushmore of the greats, that I've had the privilege of coaching. I think what I loved about Tracy, she was consistent. Every day she competed, whether it was in a practice, a game, a shooting drill. She always gave her best, always competed. And as a player, so skilled. Now she liked the little up and under, little scoop shot. I tried to break her of that. She was the player of the year in the conference, so she should have just been doing whatever she wanted to do, but was seriously, a great player, matchup headache for everybody. And I'm obviously proud of how well she has done, after her career, but coaching her was just an absolute gem. This one here, listen, Katie is like a daughter to the family. She really is. She's really close to my wife. And my three boys, they're all, just like brother and sister. And I love that about Katie. Again, a great competitor. We scholarshiped Katie here last year because she earned it. She was a great teammate. And I think that's the biggest compliment you can give any player, is that they were a great teammate. I think she probably wanted to play a little bit more. But it's okay. It's okay. She was on one of my favorite, my second year here is still one of my favorite teams I've ever coached in my 36 years of coaching. It was just, we weren't the most talented, but it was a group that really got along. They played really hard. They played for each other. And, so she was a big part of that.
What was it like to watch her go through that process of earning a scholarship by the time her career ended?
Well, I personally, like I said, she earned it, and the team was really happy for her. I think we were one of the first ones to put something like that on a video.
Yeah.
Now everybody does it, and they do. It's like
they're copycats.
It's like getting engaged or getting married. Everybody's got to one up each other, right? We just did it simply on a video phone, and but no, she had earned it, and her teammates were really happy for her.
When you were coaching these two players, did you have an inclination that one day she's probably going to be a coach?
Katie definitely. Tracy, yes. I thought Tracy might have a pro career. I mean, she was, a great player. Seriously, Tracy was a great player. One of the all-time best in the history of the WCC for sure. But when I left St. Mary's to go to Gonzaga, I actually asked Tracy to come with as a coach because I saw potential in her. And her and J.R. Payne both. And J.R. took the bait and Tracy didn't, but now they're both head coaches Division I, so how cool is that? But yeah, Tracy is special. Her whole family, both her sisters played for me as well. And she's special. I owe a lot to Tracy. I don't think I would be where I'm at if it weren't for her.
Well, Southern Utah certainly feels that way about her. But Coach Sanders, when you think about your playing career and how much you learned from Coach Graves, how much has that been an influence on how you coach and how you operate as a head coach of a Division I basketball program?
I think a ton. And, Katie and I talk about that a lot. And then Haley, who played for J.R. Payne, who, also played for Kelly, there's just this common denominator. And so I think a lot of our drills, we do a lot of stuff that we all kind of went through with Kelly. And I think one of the things that I loved about playing for him is how important he makes you feel. I think every person on his team, you feel important. And, we say a lot coaches don't give confidence, but that man gave me a lot of confidence, I think, to be as good as I could be. And I think when you have coaches that you want to play hard for, it's just easier. You don't want to let them down. And I think that's kind of how we try to coach our players. We want them to play hard because they want to do it for each other and they care about each other in the program.
Coach Grimes, in the years that you played for him, what would you say is the biggest thing that has stuck with you now as you've moved into a coaching role?
Yeah, so I played my junior and senior with KG, and I think the biggest thing is just the family atmosphere. I mean, 1 through 15, we felt valued, even as a walk-on, him coming in. I just felt like it was a family environment. And I just remember right from the beginning, you had this quote, "A vision so powerful, it has to become reality." And look at this place. It has completely became everything that he envisioned. So just really look up to him as a mentor. And it's really cool for me to be there in the beginning years, to see it, all come to fruition. It's amazing.
How do you describe the opportunity to come to Eugene and for the second straight year play a top 25?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for us. I mean, our players want to go against the best and measure themselves. It's only going to make us better. It's an awesome environment for women's college hoops. So I know that they're excited, I'm excited, and it's just a great opportunity for us.
Coach?
I think the same. I mean, we have a really, really tough preseason schedule, and I keep telling myself, gosh, am I going to kick myself for this? But I think it's something that we wanted to do with this group. We felt like we had a group that was ready to kind of play some really great teams and just see where we're at. And the goal is to get better every single game and to learn something from it and continue to get better going into conference. And so that's kind of the outlook we have right now.
Coach Graves, I'm sure you've watched from afar. They've built Southern Utah women's basketball into a competitive team. It's not where they were at when they took it over, but now they've gotten to that level where they can beat a New Mexico and have the attention of a lot of programs across the country. What has impressed you the most about the job they've done in Cedar City?
Well, I think the level of talent is really good. I mean, they cover all bases. They have size inside. They have playmakers on the perimeter. They have quickness. They're really organized in everything that they do. They run a lot of the same things we do. They happen to run it better than we do. They do.
We just said the same thing to our girls.
But no, I've been impressed, and I bet probably 10 of their games last year. So, and that was a really, really good team that they have. They continue to just, get better. And I know that they're recruiting well. The culture, you can tell, is where it should be. They're getting good players that play hard. Like they said, you can tell they play for each other and they play for these guys. So no, they're impressive. This is going to be a good game, and I like that they've challenged themselves, because that's the way you get better. They're able to recruit better, knowing they can go to homes of recruits and say, look who we play, right? And I think all that really helps, and in the end, they're going to be better for it. And come March, when they're competing in their own conference tournament, they're going to be more ready for it. And then when they win their conference tournament and have a chance to go to the NCAA, they will have already played teams like that. And so it won't be as big and intimidating as it could be. So they're doing it the right way, you can tell.
On a personal level for you, you know a thing or two about recruiting. You've seen a bunch of pro talent come through, and you've got more on the roster now. What would you say is most different for you as a coach now at Oregon compared to when you started?
I think their expectations, they come in expecting something different than maybe they did early. I thought early on in my career, we did better with kind of overachieving players that were, in it for different reasons. Now, like you said, we're getting players that want to be, they're using this as a springboard to turning pro. But we still recruit kids that love the game and are unselfish and high IQ, similar to these two. So that part hasn't changed.
We'll end it on a slightly more positive note, I suppose, but just in a jovial way. Coach and Sanders, I want you to give one thing that just bugged you, just a little bit about Coach Graves when you played for, maybe just a little. Could be a tiny thing. Inconsequential. Coach Grimes. All right, Coach Sanders is first on the spot.
I'm ready. I want to hear this.
Make
me better.
It's funny. I feel like the further removed you are, you really reflect on all the good stuff. I remember one game he was really mad at us, and he was like, "Get in close," and he because everybody loves Kelly. He's just got this great personality. He's happy, just great guy, and I think it was the most angry I've ever seen him. And he was like, "Get in close." So we all just kept getting closer and closer, and he bent down and just ripped us. It was actually kind of funny looking back on it, but at the time I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, there's not a lot I can complain about. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I can't complain about much either. I think, just some of his one-liners are so funny that I look back at and I'm like, that is so funny. He told me all the time I was open for a reason. And I was like, yeah, because I'm open.
Yeah, Katie, bless your heart. I know. Great rebounder, great screen
You're in
setter.
there to screen, rebound, and defend, kiddo. You are not in there to shoot. And I was like,
It just goes to show you every position has value.
no, it
regardless
does.
of where
And
you're
I
at.
learned so much from it, and it's great.
What do you remember most, Coach? Maybe one singular moment about coaching each of them. Was there a play, a moment of practice, a line, an interaction that stands out in your head when you think about your time coaching those two?
No, the one thing about Katie that I loved and appreciated when I was coaching her, I don't think you could affect her. I don't think she would ever get down for anything. She was a competitor, hated to lose and all that. She did all the right things, but always had a really good attitude about it, and you couldn't get to her. I don't think I would have ever, gotten under her skin for any reason. And Tracy the same way. You guys, seriously, if we could take Tracy's demeanor on the court as a player and put it in every player, that's how you should be. She'd be a great poker player. You never knew if she was having a good game or a bad game. Did she have 4 aces or did she have, 5 singles, right? And I really appreciate that. And I think that's why she is and will be a great coach, because as a coach, you can't ride that roller coaster of emotions. And when, I don't know if you ever saw her play or seen old film, but she had this long ponytail that was like a woven rope. And when she turned directions, and I remember guarding and sometimes in practice, and I got whipped by that thing from time to time. It hurt. It was literally a rope, right? I can't believe that. The Morris hair whip. I can't believe they actually didn't outlaw that. Okay. You've got to tape that or tuck it in the back or something.
It seems like a tactic that you're all pondering having your girls put into action on the court to help.
You gotta know how to
create
use
some
it
space.
though.
Yeah. Well, I would love to do it, but for obvious reasons.
Yeah, you and me both, Coach. That's
Would
not-
love to have
not
the
much
Jackie
of a
Moon.
Coach
days
Grimes,
are
we'll
over.
start with you. Your favorite thing about playing for Kelly Graves?
Oh, he's just so fun. It's his personality. He literally, loves what he does. So never a bad day at practice, never not having fun in the game, or practice, or a team function at Black Butte, at at their house. So just the overall camaraderie of the whole group, the coaching staff, the players. he's really brought the community. I mean, when my freshman and sophomore year, we had maybe 400 people in our stands. That's like
Parents and roommates.
yeah. So I mean, just the whole environment that he's created, and it's his personality. He loves what he does.
Coach Sanders, same question?
And I have the same answer. I mean, I think just fun to play for. I think he has the competitive nature, but he also knows how to make it fun and enjoyable. I mean, I remember playing shooting games with him after practice, and I think he just had this way of making you feel like a superstar, really. I mean, it was just easy and fun, so.
You were a superstar. And I will tell you, on the end note here, this is why I do what I do. See, the wins are important and they're fun and they're neat. And we've had some great ones, but it's to see people like Katie and Tracy, you know, and them living their life and having success and being happy. And that's really, you know, if I can impart any wisdom on these young kids, right? That's what you do it for.
Seems as good a note as any to end on. Kelly Graves, Katie Grice, Tracy Sanders, thanks to all of you for joining us. Hope you all enjoyed it. See you next time, whenever or wherever that may be, and have a wonderful rest of your day.